Alright, let's listen. See if they're crunchy. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. We're in the kitchen today, and we've been making a lot of things that you can buy in the store, get in a box, right? Prepackaged ingredients, prepackaged things, ingredients and items, snacks and whatnot. Crackers, cookies. Angela had an amazing idea. Somebody asked her if she could do it. She said, I've been wanting to try it anyways, so let's just see if we can't do it. So she's over here. She's decided to make some homemade vanilla wafers. Yes, that's right. Now look, you're talking to somebody who loves some banana pudding, right? So, if you could take banana pudding to another level, which we're not doing today, by the way, but if you can make some homemade vanilla wafers and then put that on some banana pudding too, bub, you got a winner. But Angela's gonna take care of the wafer part today, okay? Here she is.
As you guys know, this is another Homestead kitchen skills. So I found out through all my research, this is actually very easy. So you want to start by preheating your oven to 350 degrees and line a couple of cookie sheets with some parchment paper. You're going to want to line them with parchment paper because it's going to keep them from sticking. So I am using a KitchenAid mixer. I'm only doing that because my hand mixer is on the blitz right now. So I'm using a KitchenAid. You can just use a hand mixer, but you do have to use a mixer for this because you have to cream the butter. So in this bowl, we have 1 stick of softened room temperature butter. And you can tell it's softened when you push on it and it mashes down. And in this bowl, we also have a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. And we have 1/3 cup of powdered sugar. Now the reason I'm splitting the sugars is because vanilla wafers are always crispy. They're always crunchy and crispy. Well, granulated sugar will do that. But the cookie itself, if you kind of dissect it, it's kind of like a cross between a cookie and a shortbread. Shortbread always has powdered sugar in it because it adds the cornstarch that's in powdered sugar adds that nice crisp texture. So that's going to help a lot with that. That's the reason I split the sugars. So now you want to cream these ingredients together until they're light and fluffy. That will take probably a couple of minutes. You want to start it out on low speed, and then once everything gets mixed together pretty good, you want to up it to about medium speed. After about a minute, when you start upping the speed, you will notice that it kind of pushes it out to the side. You want to stop and scrape down the sides of the bowl and get it all back down to the bottom. That way it mixes it all better. As you can see, it's thoroughly creamed together now. And the oven's preheated. And you want to scrape it down before you add the next ingredients. That way everything gets incorporated good. And the next thing we are going to add 1 large egg. This egg has been set out with the butter to get to room temperature.
And laid with care by Maggie.
Yes. And you want to make sure that it's at room temperature. It will just mix in a lot better. And it won't make your butter cold again and make it seize up. So you'll add in 1 large egg. And with that 1 large egg, you are going to add a lot of vanilla.
Well, they're not called plain wafers.
Yeah. The thing is, you guys know I never measure vanilla. With this, I'm going to. Because you could go to disaster really quick with this. Because it takes 4 teaspoons, yes, I said 4 teaspoons, of vanilla extract. If it's at all possible, please use the pure stuff. You're going to get a much better flavor than the imitation stuff. And after all, this cookie is all about the vanilla. Now you want to mix this together until it's thoroughly mixed. Okay, on this wax paper, you guys know I use wax paper has a funnel to funnel in my dry ingredients. It's just much cleaner that way. I have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I have 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder, not baking soda, baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now I'm just gonna use my wax paper to help throw all of that in together. Now, you are going to funnel in half of this mixture. And not throw it everywhere, like I just did. That was almost a disaster.
It wasn't too bad. You got away with it. It ain't too bad.
That was almost a disaster. You want to dump in half of it. And you want to mix that half in until it's thoroughly mixed in. Now you want to scrape down your bowl after that is thoroughly mixed in. And you want to make sure you get all the gunk off your paddle if you're using a KitchenAid, or off your beaters if you're just using a...
There's other stand mixers with the work probably besides KitchenAid for it.
Yes.
It'll be okay.
Yes. And now you want to add 1 tablespoon of milk. Now I've told you guys, don't try to pour from a jug of milk into 1 tablespoon. Pour it into another container and measure it out from the container.
It's good advice.
It's a disaster to try to
That's
pour.
good advice.
It's a disaster to try to pour from a jug into. So you want to mix that milk in. I'm just going to take a second. Now you want to add the other half of your dry ingredients. Just funnel it right in. And now you just mix that in until it's thoroughly mixed together. And then I'll show you what we do next. As you can see, I have 2 half sheet pans here. I'm using half sheet pans because you can fit more on it. If you just have cookie sheets, that's fine. You'll just have to do a few more. You don't have to put these very far apart because they don't spread a whole lot. So you don't have to worry about them baking all together in one big clump. But look at that beautiful dough.
It tastes delicious. And like literally, I just taste off the paddle, and it tastes like vanilla wafer dough. Like it tastes like it's gonna taste like wafers.
And you know, vanilla wafers are not a big cookie. You want a small cookie scoop. You want to scoop it and level it on the side because you want a nice level cookie scoop.
Makes sense. Good sense.
And literally, you can fit so many on one pan because you only want to put about an inch, inch and a half between them.
That makes good sense.
And I'm going to finish filling these trays. And then I'll show you a kind of important step that seems like it's not going to be important, but it's actually pretty important. This may seem like a very unnecessary step, but it's actually very necessary. Because you want that smooth top that is signature, and also it will make them bake way more even. You want to pat this down. See where it looks all craggy and where you have a little peak sticking up? You want to get rid of that because it'll bake way more even. So it's gonna stick to your fingers if you don't do this. So you want to have a little container of water, and you want to stick your fingers in just a little bit of water, just get them a little damp, and just pat them down. As you can see, I've already done a few of them. And you just want to pat them down.
Gives you that smooth top that you're looking for.
Yes. And it also helps them bake a little more even.
Okay.
So I'm going to continue patting these down. And after you get them all patted down, then you want to put them into a 350 degree preheated oven. You want to bake them until they are nice and golden brown on the bottom. And you should see a nice golden brown edge around the edge, just like the store-bought ones. The store-bought ones have that nice golden brown edge. You want that nice golden brown edge. And also, about halfway through the process, for more even baking, you will want to put the bottom pan on the top and the top pan on the bottom. And you will get a much more even bake. These beauties are out of the oven. As you can tell, my cookie scoop is pretty much a standard size. It's nearing a tablespoon, but not exactly a tablespoon. So these are a little bit bigger than your standard vanilla wafer. If your smallest cookie scoop is around a tablespoon, these will take probably between 20 and 25 minutes. But you will know they're done when you have this beautiful golden brown edge. And if I can raise one up without burning myself, you'll have that beautiful golden brown bottom. And when you push on them, they'll feel firm to the touch. They won't feel squishy, they'll feel firm to the touch. But if you have that cookie scoop that will make them that perfect little box type size, which is around a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half, then they will take much less time, probably around 15 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes, I should say. And you will want to let these sit. I have them on cooling racks. You will want to let them sit for about 5 to 10 minutes until you can handle them safely with your hands. But you will want to let these cool completely.
Yep.
Because just like I've told you with the crackers, they will crisp up and harden up as they cool. If you eat them right now, they're not going to be that texture that you're looking for. So I'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes and show you what they look like when I can get them off the pan. It's been about 5 minutes and they're starting to cool a little bit and handle them nicely. See, look at that beautiful bottom.
It's a nice color. Looks good.
You hear that?
There you go.
It's starting to crisp up.
Resist the urge to eat them. That's what.
Yes.
So I'm actually telling myself, and not you.
Do not eat them right now. You want them to cool completely.
But I want to eat one.
Now, to me, if you're going to eat them
Really
just
nice.
out of hand and not put them in banana pudding,
It's really nice.
to me, this is the right size.
It's really nice.
To me, this right here is the perfect
Honestly,
size.
I gotta be honest with you. If somebody brought a nanner pudding to my table and I had these big wafers on top, I'm gonna up. That's the one for me.
Now, I'm pretty excited about the way they look. The way they look is very beautiful.
But it's gonna help to get that air underneath and get them off the
Yes.
hot pan.
I put them on
Yeah.
a cooling rack.
Yeah.
If you don't have cooling racks,
Get you a
It's
piece
a-
of string, tie it around there, hang it from your lights.
it's a really good investment.
No, if you're gonna do some baking, you need to get some cooling racks.
It's a really good investment.
Yep.
And we will be back, and Jason will taste them when they're completely cool and ready to be eaten.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab one of these cookies right here. All right, that's a beautiful cookie, man. All right, let's listen. See if they're crunchy. Yep. Angela K did it again. Beautiful, beautiful vanilla wafer, homemade. Now look, homemade doesn't look exactly what like you get out of the store. It's not going to. You know why? Because it's made at home with hands, not manufactured. Correct. So it's a beautiful cookie. Hey, just cook it till it don't give, right? Nice brown, don't give. See, look at that. Yep. So hey, if you want to make some delicious vanilla wafers, tired of buying stuff out of the box, that was super easy, Ange. Very easy, very simple.
Better
And
than store-bought.
so much better than store-bought. Honestly, I know I said I want some banana pudding. I just eat them plain. They're good. So thank you guys so much for watching today. We do appreciate it. Again, my name is Jason. This is Angela K. It's Art of Creation Homestead. We love you guys. God bless you and goodbye.